potential of getting those more expensive items before the 4-minute mark.
All right, going into this one, it's the final match of the day. I'm going to go in a bold prediction here, and I'm going to say one of the IKL teams will move on.
Very bold indeed. And you know what? I think you are right as well. Now, with this composition itself, KAGENDRA looking to balance out that early game aggression from the side of RRQ. But RRQ, they want more than just the early game. They want the entire game.
I thought he was going along the lines there, Hauler, of Bald Eagle or something like that. You know, that's where my mind was going, but you then just took it to a complete standstill, and I was just like, I'll let him have that one.
All right, it looks like the game is underway. We're going to go into one final match of the day. Best of 5 going into this one. Loser goes home today.
Are they going home? Are they going home for some good food, or are they going home for a little bit of a cry in the corner? Only time will tell. But right now, obviously, RRQ and KAGENDRA having a big, massive presence into that mid lane. Maybe just trying to suss out where the enemy jungles go in. Obviously, for the likes of WeRaw here, going for the Azure Golem on the release here means that he has that kind of magical damage item, so he also has a hybrid damage.
Yeah, actually, that's the hardest part. I mean, it's just GSL format tough, right? If you're able, like, you lose 2 matches and you're out, and now they're taking liberty, doing some work, and Lou is going to be picked off. RRQ, great rotation.
I think Kim was wrong and we were right, you know? Well, no, you were wrong and me and Kim were right. Obviously, RRQ here getting the first blood here. Onto Lex as well. If it was going over to like 663, then yeah, I kind of be like, okay, even though it's first blood, overall, global gold is great, but giving it to Lex or Harpist is a good position.
Good position, definitely. And I mean, especially when you have that pay, this is, again, just more of an early game head start. KAGENDRA right now, giving up first blood, not the end of the world, but you gotta be careful now when Vi starts to like look to invade your jungle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Vi is already going to be having a faster jungle right here to the Agudo, but ooh, yeah.
663, solo, limps away though, he's gonna be fine.
Like I say, he can heal himself. He's got the level 3 as well, so he's got another bow.
Yeah, not too much at that point. But now, look at how KAGENDRA are moving around the map. Lex is going to be there, spotting them out, but they're looking to invade. This is very smart because you want to be the aggressors against the pay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You want to kind of stunt the growth here, but at the same time, Xingling's like, you're right. Okay, guys, give me a heads up. I will come and help you into your jungle here, and that's exactly what's happening.
Oh, they've got him caught in this bad little alleyway, but nice little 2-man down with that Ruin Engine, but not enough damage. Vi is going to be fine. He pounces back to safety.
I honestly think that was saved because of the Guardian Spirit, right? Obviously, that damage reduction before 4 minutes into the enemy jungle. I think if that was any other scenario, anywhere else onto the Gorge, Vi would have gone bye-bye.
Yeah, definitely on that one. Just barely enough. It's the small things in this case, but Xinglin with that force field suppression, pushing them away. KAGENDRA, they're actually a little bit behind RRQ at the early stage.
I think it's because of how much what's at stake here, right? Obviously, tournament life, potential prospect of going home. KAGENDRA don't want to be leaving another international competition at the first hurdle.
Yeah, I mean, losing out, it's unfortunate because one of these two teams is going to be going out without even a single win to their name, right? Yeah. Sad moment. Yes, we have 16 teams, but you know, when a team goes home, it's one of the saddest things ever.
Yeah, someone's got to be a loser, unfortunately. But at the same time, they may have learnt a lot within KIC, and you can only hope so when they play against these other regions. Wildemar Board being committed there, just to zone out the side of KAGENDRA.
Yeah, but Vi actually took a lot of damage. He has to recall back to safety, so KAGENDRA, that's a win. You're slowing him down in this way.
That is one way to slow him down, right? Get him to recall, then obviously go in and try and take his boards here, which you can see that WeRaw was trying to do, but it actually goes over that last hit onto Lex.
Yeah, now looks like WeRaw, again, it's all about the farm. He's a level behind Vi, though, so something to take note of. But now with the 4-minute mark about to around the corner, Tyrant is going to be the next big thing. Yeah, 30 seconds time is where this is all going to start to brew down to. Will KAGENDRA try and go for a steal here using the Gorge mobilization, or will they give up the Tyrant willy-nilly for another objective, try and get some kind of presence into one of these side lanes? Yeah, Ihans here doing a good job of just keeping on pace with Xinglin, right? Don't need to kind of be aggressive, and I mean, you want all the last hits, but you're probably not going to get it, especially because the Byron Xinglin is going to be a problem.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Obviously, just getting that kind of pairing up with the Xinling into the backline access here. There it is, going to be the 4-minute mark now. As you can see, all the red team looking to rotate down to the bot side here, but WeRaw was just sitting in the brush now.
Oh, Lou, Unbridled Outburst gets the nice little two-man stun with that board. The Stampede, though, the Tyrant gets taken away by Bai. And now Weera is going to continue on trying to do the damage, but Senku has already been killed. They've got two members of RRQ. Lex is actually limping away, but it looks like Xinglin is all by himself trying to fight. He gets the pick-off onto Weera, and Xinglin says, come at me, bro.
That was not looking too good for RRQ to begin with, right? Obviously, they got the Tyrant, but then they lost 3 members. But Xingling on this Byron, making a focal point to the Moira.
Oh, but they find Lex, and it looks like Lanfang. I mean, Xinglin might have baited him out, thought that we had the numbers, but the life lead was an advantage of KAGENDRA here.
Yeah, even using that passive, right, keeping himself alive with the invincibility just wasn't enough here from the side of RRQ's Lex. And we're going to see that instant replay around the Tyrant here. Obviously, all starting up here. Everyone hiding in the brush. Even Lou with the Unbridled Outburst. And there it was, the heroics charge into the Razor Cavalry. And you can see here, Xingling to the back towards the pit of that Tyrant. And then you see the focus change. He misses the Stampede. He gets the sustain from Byron's kit.
Yeah, Xingling completely banned. And this is the tough part about the Byron, right? Because he's just so tanky, and then it kind of catches you off guard. It's like a false sense of like security. Yeah. And you're thinking, I got him. But then that shield comes up, and it's just pretty much like way too tanky at that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. You see the shield come through, and that's it. You're probably like, I shouldn't have committed here. But at the same time, the Lanfang obviously taking a lot of damage there. I mean, Harpist did have to go away with around about 3/4 of health there, but he's got 663, just kind of giving over some kind of vision intel.
Yeah, and I like it how Senku is playing, right? Not in the mid lane, not just sticking around, but the top tower going down very quickly. Bai's got some serious damage already.
He's packing a punch, right? Like we always talk about the flaming palms, but this Tiger, this kitty can hit.
Yes, very much so. Very strong in that sense. So again, he's going to keep on point. He's at 1.2k over Weera at the stage, who hasn't had the greatest of games thus far.
Yeah, very sorry for Weera here right now, as obviously he's going for more of a tanky build, right? Obviously over the attack speed boots to start off with the Agudo, just to kind of give him a little bit more of a pressure into these team fights. You see the Blood Rage being built here, and then obviously more of an HP gen item come through as well. Potentially looking at that burning, with that blazing cape.
Oh, Xingling looking, hunting for his prey. Finds Lou though, and doesn't really know that the reinforcements are right there if he were to potentially jump in. He's going to deal with the River Sprites and just kind of move his way to the top lane, and the rest of RQ in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's the kind of brush you don't want to be checking, right? If you're Xingling, you don't want to be like, yeah, I'm just going to wander into this brush and hope I come out alive. Considering he doesn't have the force field suppression as well, but this is going to be a 3v1 gank into the top side of the map here, really neutralizing that advantage that RRQ created for themselves moments ago.
Yeah, I think if you're like a true Clash laner, you just have trust issues, right? Any sort of brush, any sort of issue. Harpist very low, but Lanfang getting on out of this one. But here's the Umbrella Outburst, finding Lex, who actually has to flash. The board is not going to catch anybody, so RRQ not able to make him pay.
Maybe not just yet. Obviously, we can see here Xingling is really committing onto Ihans there, just driving him away with that T1 into the mid lane, because we're starting to see that both side lanes for both of these teams are starting to look very sort of hairy. Not quite much health onto that bot side of the map.
Yeah, not too much at this point, but like the net worth, the kills, everything that you wanted in terms of these two teams, equal, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be exactly what you wanted, because again, this is an elimination game, everything on the line, so you got to ensure that they go, but they decide to go onto him, and they find Bai in a bad spot. They're going to get the pick off Lanfang with that damage, and Senku is a little bit low, but 663 tried to go for it, does get that pick, but 663 just got to trade his life away, and it looks like it's 2 members down from RRQ.
Yeah, overall, that's a good trade for KAGENDRA, right?
Oh, they have the board. They're going to go for the Ihans with Xingling there and that damage, but it looks like Harpist gets picked off. Lanfang makes him pay, but Xingling with that force field suppression might have baited out his own teammate.
Like I said, it's a good trade here for KAGENDRA, right? You trade 1 member for a T1 in the mid, 3 members onto the enemy team. You are laughing as you are now creating a gold lead that's now becoming sizable.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming sizable here. And Bai, this is the problem. I mean, RRQ, he wanted to have gotten going, but he's on the back foot right now. Yeah. KAGENDRA doing a great job of being aggressive.
Very good job here, and a very good job at just kind of like getting array of these neutral objectives as well, right? Obviously, they missed the first one. Bai was able to steal that one away, but now they're kind of being able to reformulate with this space that's been given with that 3v1 takedown.
Yeah, look at Lanfang with a 2k advantage over Harpist at this point. I mean, Harpist hasn't had the greatest of times, died twice already, but now Lou up in front, meeting up with Xingling yet again.
Yeah, Lanfang needs to be put in check, right? He needs to be put back in his box, but when he has that infinite vastness, good luck putting him in the box because he will just take to the sky and also take your T2s.
Yeah, the bottom T2 being taken down. RRQ looking on the defensive again, and KAGENDRA doing a great job. I love the way that they're playing this macro game.
They are. I mean, at first it looked a little bit messy, right? Like they were kind of taking little skirmishes that weren't kind of formulating into anything. As you can see that RRQ do have 5 kills onto the board, but right now, RRQ, this is their game to lose.
Oh, Senku waiting in the wings. Finds 663, decides to go for the Ruenja, but the Unending Sorrow, he's going to heal up, he's going to be fine, but again, you're just threatening at this point. It's great as a Mai.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Q1 into a Mai is just an easy matchup, right? You've got that long range stun, catches her out, and then even if you do take a lot of damage, it's just kind of like, hey, Unending Sorrow, completely mitigate that.
Yeah, completely mitigating it. But KAGENDRA taking over the enemy jungle at this point, and they're saying they're planting a flag in that one, saying that this is ours. And now Jinglin, still up in front, might decide to go.
Right here, right now. 10-minute mark here onto the Gorge for the first time between RRQ and KAGENDRA. They already got the Tyrant a moment ago here for KAGENDRA. Are they going to go for this Shadow Tyrant now?
Yeah, they're going to go for the Azor and just secure that blue buff before they really decide what they want to do. But the top T2 is taking damage even from the waves, so it's clashing in that one. That's going to be a little unfortunate for RRQ.
Minion waves clashing, objectives clashing, priorities clashing here for the side of RRQ, right? Obviously, as you said, they were taking a lot of damage just from the minions alone, so it's really giving KAGENDRA that time to breathe.
Oh, they heroic charge right on back. Bai trying to pounce. He's under the tower, and the tower is not doing enough and keeping him alive, and Bai's going to be killed on this one. KAGENDRA making the play, catching a tiger.
That was the turret basically making a statement, right? It was like, hey, you left me to die. Sorry, buddy, you're dying too.
Well, the towers are talking to you, but Harpus is going to be picked off here. Lanfeng with yet another Flaming Palm snipe out.
He's unstoppable at this point. I don't think he's been caught once. I think now he's on like, what, 8-0-1? That's scary for the side of RRQ, right? They've got to really contest with this carry player.
Yeah, and Lanfeng, this is why he's been such an asset to KAGENDRA here. Always making his name, but the damage and the fact that you're getting these pickoffs, now with this 5-on-4 advantage, you can just like literally just siege these towers.
Yeah, it's just a moment notice, right? That's all they're waiting for is a moment to strike here by the side of KAGENDRA. Just get your minion waves in check, maybe even potentially try and go for the Shadow Overlord, right? Like, you've got RRQ pushed into their territory, into their base, and that's going to be a problem for them because they won't be able to escape or get out of there.
Yeah, and I mean, RRQ right now are literally just watching, right? KAGENDRA just taking things from them, and they really can't do anything. This is a very sad state of affairs for them.
Very sad state of affairs for the side of RRQ as they are down around about 4k gold at this point in the game. 12 minutes onto the board right now. You can start to see that Bai's not having the greatest time on this pay. The only thing I can see as a saving grace here for the side of RRQ is just getting into the late game, getting legs scaled up, getting Jinglin a full slotted in that itemization.
I mean, the biggest thing about this pay is that, yes, it has that early game lead. We all constantly talk about it in terms of like draft synergy and all that. But if your pay is never on the other side of the river, in the enemy jungle, taking stuff away, you know you're having a bad game.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of just like you're forcing yourself into a box there when you are the pay. You're meant to be the carry, not kind of like the I'll wait for you guys to go in first, and then I'll follow suit.
Yeah, he can. He needs to be aggressive. Take advantage of it. And now he's just like kind of sticking around. So this is even worse because like you don't really have any farm. You're just kind of waiting around while KAGENDRA are literally just pushing things in your face.
Yeah, exactly. Pushing things to your face, pushing things to your base at this moment in time with that T3 being attacked into the mid lane there. They do have a Canyon minion as well. It's just that solo minion, but to RRQ's detriment, they are able to get that wiped out.
Yeah, no real chance. I mean, the board had been used as well, finding Weira, and then Weira's like, okay, not really much you can do. You don't want to siege into me, right?
Exactly, that's it. Yeah, it's like, okay, you can zone out for a little while, but you're just going to be delaying the inevitable here.
Yeah, and Jinglin wants to go over the wall. He wants to start this, but the towers, that's the biggest thing. They're waiting for KAGENDRA to make a mistake.
Yeah, one small step out of place here, but the Vanguard taking this T3 into the mid lane here is going to be a problem for the side of RRQ. They're looking for another one here as well.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race, taking the bottom T3 just like that. Jinglin has to force with suppression just to stay alive, but now 663 in a bad spot. The Infinite Vastness, Senku is a little bit low. He goes down, and then two members are a little bit low from RRQ, but somehow they're continuing on. Jinglin wants to go. The Infinite Vastness is going to be used to just get himself out of there, but they don't have any sort of catch.
no catch at all because Xinglin's having to kind of play at the base, right? Like if he doesn't play there, the Vanguard tries to go through to the Crystal, does some damage, and then that's where we see KAGENDRA strike again because they've only lost Senko. They still have Weeraw for the front line, they still have IHANS to try and get some kind of access into the back line, but then more importantly, Lanfang here just to deal the damage.
Yeah, they're going to go for the Shadow Tyrant. They got to get something out of this. I mean, the push is going to be in all 3 lanes as well, so that's going to be rough, and the Tyrant will be picked up by Bai, securing that. But can they do anything else? Because Super Elite minions, in the bottom lane, Super Minions.
Super Minions in the bottom lane, Super Minions in the mid. It's going to be a little bit of a hard task here for the side.
Oh, the Unbridled Offer, just the end of the Flaming Palm, just enough. Lu making plays with that Zhang
Yeah, bye on the run. He tried to get away, he got stunned, and then that's it. It was just the Unbridled Outburst, but it's just another great showing of the Zhang Fei for today. Like, we've had some okay ones throughout KIC right now, but today has been full of all kinds of the Zhang Fei plays.
It's been great, and now RRQ without Bai for 20 more seconds. They need to figure out some way to hold. The board is locking them into 2, but that's really not what you want. Yeah, they might want to go for Lanfang, but they don't really have any damage to follow up. 663 is a little bit low, as well as Zhanglin. And now Harpist has to go back into the fountain just to heal up. It looks like KAGENDRA slow sieging. They're going to take the top T3 instead and just kind of play this patient long game.
Yeah, they've paid a good defense here at the Crystal, but how good is that going to be when you have no high ground turrets left? It's going to be a hard task for them to keep kind of pushing away these minions, especially those super minions that have now spawned on all 3 lanes. And now that we're starting to see the Overlord coming back onto the Gorge in around about 18 seconds, KAGENDRA have got their eyes locked on this.
Yeah, the art and the artist here. During his free time, Lex loves to draw and added graphics. Let's see if he can paint a picture where Elemental loses the ability to fly this time.
Yeah, maybe just draw a stickman with wings, you know?
I think he's a better artist than that. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think the stickman is more my style of art.
Hey, there's an art to stickman, okay? It's all about perspective. It's all very subjective.
Okay, all right, here, and they find Lu. They got him knocked off. That's a good win. Getting that pick off, that could open up a potential door here.
They could open a door here for the side of RRQ with the takedown of one of their front lines, right? Obviously, they are really reliant on Weeraw right now with the Gorge mobilization.
Oh, the board, they've got at least Weeraw locked in. They're going to try to do as much damage. They throw everything at him, and they do get the pick off. And now Harpist is up front. He's doing some work, and they find Senku. A double kill going the way of Harpist.
But bot side of the map here does have those minions charging through, but at the same time, we do get Lex going back to clear out that minion wave. Xingling just to put pressure onto IHANS so they can have a free time and a free Shadow Overlord.
Yeah, well, they'll take that one out. A small win. They need many of these small wins to really kind of take over this game here, but you're going to start small. The net worth lead is negligible at this stage.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's negligible in the space in between them, and also the use of it. Obviously, a lot of teams are going to be sort of going towards their full slotted itemization right now, around about that 50k gold plus. Now it's all down to execution.
Yeah, and now KAGENDRA have to hold. They're going to lose the top T3. Senku's going to be up here, so now the game has turned. RRQ still have a lot of towers in the mid lane to deal with, though.
You have to give it to RRQ, though, right? Like, they have not given up this entire game, and now look at them. They're bringing it back.
Yeah, this is that moment. This is that resilience. Things were like, yeah, they weren't great, but RRQ were like, actually, we're going to continue to fight. We have that resilience to be in.
Yeah, I mean, with this draft, you have to have the resilience, right? Especially with Lex getting to the late game, even Harpist as well with that Splendor.
Yeah, and now, Fort, they actually find Lu, though. He does have his ult if he wants to go. IHANS is on the prowl, gets the nice Razor Cavalry, the Unending Sorrow from 663, who now is going to be knocked back with that Umbrella Uppers. They find Xingling, and now RQ on the run, and it looks like that's a single kill, but KAGENDRA holds.
RRQ knowing where to back off here, but at the same time, we're seeing Lu just chase them down, maybe just try and get a bit of a jump onto one of the enemy teams here, then feed it into Lanfang. That's normally the situation we've been seeing for KAGENDRA.
Yeah, Shadow Tyrant now going to be started by KAGENDRA. Oh my gosh, he's actually going to be stopped here, but Lu, who is just doing his due diligence of checking every single brush, but now 663 is on the run. They have the board, and Lu gets the Tyrant here, but they get the pick up onto Senku, and the IHANS is a little bit low, needs to be a bit careful in terms of how they want to proceed. Bai is dealing with the Furball here. Infinite Fastest from Lanfang, he should be on out, but Lex is on the prowl. He flashes on forward, tries to go for the Taking Liberties, doesn't actually get the catch.
Doesn't get the catch at all on the side of RRQ. We've seen a retreat of KAGENDRA. They're looking to retreat into the bot side of the map and the mid to mid lane here. just looking to make sure they can maintain those T3s.
Yeah, our RRQ, literally no towers to their name, but they're actually doing very well in terms of net worth. They actually get the pick off. They find Lan Feng, and that's a huge one. That's going to be a shutdown, and now RRQ with a massive opening. They have an opportunity with Lan Feng down for a long time of 35 seconds.
Yeah, what a huge burst potential there from Bai on the pay.
Yeah, and now they're going to try to take this mid T3. They're looking to turn this around. Xinglin is taking up most of this tower, and now they equalize. No T3s for either side. Super elite minions, and now Lan Feng down for another 15 more seconds. RRQ still sticking around. They have that board. The Umbrella Outburst on the 3 is going to be nice on this one, but they don't really have the follow-up. Xinglin is still up in front, trying to deal with Lu on this one, but now they find Weira. They get the pick off, and the Sage's Sanctuary on Iahans, and RRQ somehow taking him down. Xinglin finding it in, but now here comes Lan Feng. RRQ with no minions. It seems like they're going to be in a bit of a panic. How do they want to proceed?
They want to try and get these minions into the crystal, right?
Oh, they're going in. Senku, he actually tried to go for the minions, but he gets picked. Sage's Sanctuary for Xinglin. They're looking to trade. Sage's Sanctuary now used again, but they're going to take the crystal, and RRQ will take game 1.
Wow, wow, wow. RRQ suffering very hard at that beginning part of the game, and then they had